Here's an example of an embedded data app, what a typical SaaS would build on Databricks for their own customers. The idea is each tenant logs into this UI, not into Databricks, and can visualize and ask questions of their data. As you can see, I'm logged in as Acme. I can visualize the data. Now let me show you how you can switch the tenant. In this example, I have access to all the tenants. In the real world, the tenants may only see their data. So if I switch to Hubble spaceships as another view, you'll see the data gets updated. All this by without making any changes to the filters. No prompts are applied. It's just selecting a different service principal. Now this can be extended for embedded chat example also. So in this example, as you can see, I have a chat application or a chat UI where users can ask more specific questions. In this case, I'm asking where am I spending the most and what's growing the fastest. What's happening behind the scenes is this is a multi-agent system that's calling Genie Spaces and calling its tools, and it's executing SQLs on this service principal's behalf, thus ensuring the security filter that's defined in Unity catalog applies the appropriate row filter. How does all of this work? So in this example, I have this isolation proof tab where you can visualize what are the different steps when you send a specific question using Ask Genie. The same pattern applies for embedded analytics or for Genie or for a custom agent that you may have. So if we give it a couple of seconds here, you'll see that there's a high level, these steps are followed. Uh, the user gets authenticated and then identified which particular tenant they are in. Once you resolve the tenant, you can then get the specific Genie space as well as the service principal ID. And for that service principal, the app mints the token, mints the OAuth token using the token endpoint, and then asks the Genie question. And then the security filter is going to be applied by Unity catalog. Um, we also have an admin portal, which you can reuse from the repository, which is meant to onboard new tenants. So as new customers get onboarded, you can use this UI to onboard new tenants, and this will ensure that a new service principal gets generated. We also update the service principal mapping table behind the scenes, and all of this is automated for your benefit in this repository. The high level architecture is you have this tenant app that's UI that itself can be hosted anywhere externally. The proxy is where the fast API router leverages Lakebase to manage the service principal credentials. And when you make the request, it identifies which service principal needs to be used for the specific user. And it mints that OAuth token for that user and then calls the Genie Conversation API or a multi-agent supervisor endpoint. All of this is documented. You can use the repository that's linked in the description and linked in the blog. And let me know if you fork it and how do you adopt it. Thank you.